That man hit you with hit 'em up and then landed with Dear Mama. Colin Allred hit you with Takeover and landed with Song Cry. That's wild. That's wild. Hit him with Ether and landed with Ultra Black. Like, how you gonna clean this up, James Talarico? How you gonna clean? What could be your excuse? Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. My name is Reese Waters, and I'm troubled. There I was, minding my own business, reading Ghislaine Maxwell emails to Bill Clinton.
Oh, no.
When I see this.
Morning, everybody. It's cold out here, and I got some steam coming off my head because I'm, just finished my workout. Got some steam coming out of my ears, too. I understand that James Talarico had the temerity and the audacity to say to a black woman that he had signed up to run against a mediocre black man, meaning me, not a formidable, intelligent black woman, meaning Jasmine Crockett.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Look. I have struggled with this Texas race. Apparently, it's just going to be the death of the party. But I can tell you this, okay? I love me some Jasmine Crockett. James Talarico, I believe to be an ally. He wouldn't say none. He wouldn't say. He know better than that. He did he really say? Did he? He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that. Who would do that? Who told you wrong, Colin Allred? Somebody lying. They trying to tear us apart. That's how it is. They trying to tear us. That's what they do. They go for the allies. They go for the allies, and they trying to tear us apart. He would. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
James Talarico told me that he signed up to run against a mediocre black man, not a formidable and intelligent black woman. And I want to explain why this is problematic, especially as he shifted his current approach in the Texas Senate race. Now, before I get into the conversation that led to this comment, I want to put it out there that I supported Talarico and planned on voting for him before Jasmine Crockett joined the race. I'm voting for James Talarico. So I planned on voting for him when he was running against Colin Allred, the mediocre black man that he's referring to. Now, no matter how you feel about Colin Allred, the man is an attorney, a former professional football player, and a former congressman. But I'm not bringing this forward because I want to bring any more negativity to this race. I care way too much about Texas to do something like that. But I do think it is my responsibility to bring something like this forward. And I do think it also indicates some things that are pretty important when it comes to how he's moving with his campaign. The obvious intimidation of Jasmine Crockett, along with the racially charged disrespect of Colin Allred as a black man, indicates something deeper than just a overly familiar comment that is coded in a compliment for a black woman. This explained to me why he would jump at the opportunity to play victim at just the mere thought as anything other than positive being out about him. And it also explains why he would say something like attack ads is what she planned on doing, when the actual video he's referring to says nothing of the sort. Using this language when you have the privilege of being a white man, when people across the political spectrum are also using the angry black woman that's aggressive trope to attack her, is microaggressive.
Clearly, she is close enough to James Talarico for him to have apparently said that to her and think it was going to be totally fine. And I also think her making the point that she was going to vote for James Talarico is significant. But prior to Jasmine Crockett joining the race, is significant because granted, we don't know that to be necessarily true, but taking her at her word, I think that is significant. Because I think it positions where she is with James Talarico as she reflects on everything that has transpired in this particular race.
I think
Is her going public fair or foul? Is her going public fair or foul? Obviously, as a content creator, I love it. It's fair for me. But then I generally am opposed to the screenshot. You know, I generally am opposed to the screenshot and things of that nature. But then again, I did like, you remember when they was airing out the Supreme Court? You remember when they was going in and getting the Supreme Court just out here bragging about how they could push through Trump's agenda? That apparently nobody cared about. It was apparently meaningless and totally fine that the Supreme Court was out here talking like that.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Now, if you think that it's fair, you have to also think that it was fair if the roles were reversed, right? Like if Jasmine would have said something to her about James Talarico and she went public, you have to also think that we're talking about the idea of her going public with something that he apparently had said to her with a level of trust that it was not going to go public.
Wrong.
We got some files. We got all's fair in politics. Well, hey, Trump, I would like to introduce you to the Trump administration. That is definitely their motto. That is 1,000% their motto.
So I had to go.
That's why I previously stated that this is an indication of his insecurity around his candidacy, or it's indicating that he's had something to hide.
I don't agree with that point. I don't agree with that point. I think him saying that would only be an indication of his inadequacy surrounding his candidacy if you're taking his comment at face value. Right? If you're taking his comment at face value, then yes, it would be indicating some feelings of inadequacy. But how often do you take, when somebody tries to throw you like a pro-black bone, right? A strong black woman, talking to a black woman saying mediocre black man versus a strong black woman feels like just trying to cozy up to you. I don't really think that he believes that. That maybe you do.
So getting into the conversation that led to the comment from James, I was angry and concerned after receiving an email and a text message from James Carville on Talarico's behalf for donations. James Carville is a Democratic strategist that has made comments recently about the need for Democrats to drop woke politics and even wrote an article in November for the New York Times saying exactly that. And I'm always going to advocate for Black people because I don't care about how much you talk about affordability, housing, healthcare, whatever. If woke politics is not included in that, which directly impacts Black people, then we're left out of that conversation and policy.
That was a brilliant catch by that sister. That was a brilliant catch by that sister. Because we know about woke. We know about woke, don't we? Oh, yeah. Just go with ends. You know what I mean? At this point, just go with ends. That's what they have done with that. Just go with ends. Talk about a strong black sister. Now, did James Talarico, did he do this? Did he do this when he said, I didn't sign up to go against a strong black? Did he?
So I made that known to the campaign as someone that has a possibility of sitting in that seat. Now, up until this comment, the conversation was going well. That's why it threw me off so much to have a white man say this to a Black woman who was coming to him with concerns in relation to him for Black people. That is why the multiple people and news sources that have stated that he's working with Liz Smith, a consultant that's known for smearing competitors and campaigns, sounds credible to me, even though the campaign keeps saying that they're not, even though they've stated otherwise previously. Creators talk to him both individually and collectively, and multiple of us have caught them lying to us. Now, I stand by my statements that he's way better than Kim Paxton, who's the current frontrunner for Republicans, and a terror that we're trying to protect the rest of the country from. But this isn't someone I feel comfortable being in office when we have a truly amazing candidate like Jasmine Crockett as an option. So yes, I'm voting for Jasmine Crockett for Senate, and I encourage you to do so as well.
I think the fact that a woman who he felt comfortable enough to say that to is voting for Jasmine Crockett. I think that's notable. I also wonder, because a lot of what she was pointing out about James Talarico, just everything that she pointed out about James Talarico, involve his elevation from state rep to this Senate race, which speaks to two things. I think it speaks to the strength of his candidacy and character as he entered this Senate race. And I think it also speaks to the litany of missteps and the ways in which trying to frame this race and the Democratic establishment's attempts to frame this race have revealed truths about all involved. In the case of James Talarico, well, rather, let me start with it. In the case of the Democratic establishment, things we've seen from them before. Definitely things we've seen from them before. In the case of James Talarico, it's not things that we've seen from him before. So what we don't know is this information that we just didn't have? Or is this the Democratic establishment and him signing on to do whatever has to be done in order to close this primary race? One thing I do know, he gonna have to address this. Starting with what did you say? Let's start with that, James Talarico. Official statement from James Talarico on the Allred video. This is a mischaracterization of a private conversation. In my praise of Congresswoman Crockett, I described Congressman Allred's method of campaigning as mediocre, but his life and service are not. I would never attack him on the basis of race. So first things first, you said it. Okay? First things first, you said it. Let's put that to bed. Let's put that to bed. Download. They gonna take my data, ain't they? Oh, there go my identity. I just really want to see what I'll look like as an alien baby. You know those apps and services you still use, even though you know they're probably harvesting your data. And that Sophie's Choice has to annoy you. You gotta choose between giving up your privacy and going completely off the grid. I mean, completely. That is all done by data brokers, by the way, companies that take all the information they can find on you and sell it. Now, legally, they do have to remove your private information if you tell them, but they make it as hard as possible because they want you to feel hopeless and stuck. Sound familiar? This is where today's sponsor, Aura, comes in. They do the hard work for you, constantly scanning the dark web and submitting opt-outs on your behalf. Now, there are other services that offer this as well, but none of them offer as many features as Aura for the same price. You get alerts if your personal info is found on the dark web, 24/7 monitoring to help keep your identity secure. And if anything does happen, Aura includes $5 million in identity theft insurance. You can go to my link, aura.com/ReeseWaters. Again, that's aura.com/ReeseWaters to try 14 days for free. That's enough time for Aura to start scrubbing your personal info off these data broker sites automatically. And I want to thank Aura for sponsoring this video. You said it's a mischaracterization. Did you call him mediocre? Did you call him that? Did you call a man mediocre?
You done fucked up, right?
When I was in high school and they was calling us scrubs, okay? When they was calling, I don't want no scrubs. Scrubs is a guy who can't get no love from me. When they was calling us scrubs when we was in high school, you think they were just talking about my game? You think they were just talking about basketball? Huh? You think that? You think they said they didn't want no doctors? They didn't want no scrubs? No! Scrubs!
Scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me.
Ain't no qualifiers on scrubs, and ain't no qualifiers on mediocre.
He's right, you know.
Well, come on. I didn't mean media. You know what I meant? I meant because his car he needs servicing. And he's mediocre. His car needs service. That's what I was talking about. I was talking about his Chevy. He's mediocre. He's mediocre. And I hear his brisket not that good. I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing about Colin Allred as a man. I didn't say nothing about him. I was talking about his brisket. That's all I was talking about. It ain't no tendernism. It ain't no tendernism. That's all I say.
Talking about tendernism.
That's it. James, you know what I mean? I'm like, come on, dog. Come on, dog. It's got to be bad. It's got to be bad for me to say you should have just not said nothing. I'm almost there. As a black man in America, okay, all right.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
You cannot start a paragraph as a black man in America if you are not a black man in America. No. I don't care what came after it. I don't care. I don't care what came after it. Do not start a paragraph as a black man in America if you are not a black man in America. No. Full no. I cannot start a paragraph as a black woman in America. I wouldn't do it. What you know about that? What you know about? Come on. What you know about that? Who told you? Oh, this not going good. It's not going good. As a black man in America, Congressman Allred has had to work twice as hard to get where he is. Okay. That's the best you could have landed that sentence. I'll give you that. I don't agree with the beginning, but that was the best you could have landed it. I understand how my critique of the congressman's campaign could be interpreted given this country's painful legacy of racism, and I care deeply about the impact my words have on others. I've always said that despite our disagreements, I deeply respect Congressman Allred. We're all on the same team. As far as the paragraph talking about the pain of being a black American, see, I believe that he really believes that. That's what I believe. That's why I rocked with James Talarico before this race, because I believe that he believes that. And is one of few that are in this position that would put that out there like that. I believe that he's being 100, after as a black man in America, he cooked that middle paragraph. After a black man. He went from Smush Parker to Kobe real quick. in that second paragraph. I'll give him that. But what I think is being highlighted here is the difference between being an ally and being sensitive to the Black experience and being comfortable and accustomed to interacting with Black people. I think that's the difference, because I actually believe that James, I could be wrong. This is what I believe. Apparently, it's what she believed too, because she said she was going to vote for him in the beginning. I believe that James Talarico is one of the, and certainly if he ends up going to the Senate, would be one of the most sensitive to the Black experience allies that we can have. At the same token, nobody who's comfortable around Black people, who's used to interacting with Black people, would have said mediocre Black man to a Black woman. Never. And then started a paragraph as a Black man in America. No. That's the difference. Well, I can tell you this. Hey, James Talarico, as a Black man in America, Colin Allred dragged you for filth. I can say that. Colin Allred destroyed you as a Black man in America. As a Black man in America, that was nasty. I'm gonna let you finish, Colin. I'm gonna let you finish.
Morning, everybody. It's cold out here, and I got some steam coming off my head because I'm, just finished my workout. Got some steam coming out of my ears too. I understand that James Talarico had the temerity and the audacity to say to a Black woman that he had signed up to run against a mediocre Black man, meaning me, not a formidable, intelligent Black woman, meaning Jasmine Crockett. Let me just break this down into a few segments here. First of all, let me just give you some free advice, James. If you want to compliment Black women, just do it. Just do it. Don't do it while also tearing down a Black man. Okay?
An excellent point. There was no need. There was unforced error. An unforced error. And we seeing them from maybe what we're seeing from the James Talarico. Maybe what we are seeing from the James Talarico campaign. This is just an idea. It's not fully baked yet. It's a little raw, like all the meats I would ever produce. Maybe what we are seeing is the effect of the Democratic apparatus on someone who's good and well-meaning. And I know I'm giving James Talarico a lot of grace by characterizing that way, but literally all of these errors and all of these things we have seen have happened since the leftists decide to come for Jasmine Crockett when she entered this race. You know what I mean? That's when it went from Kobe to Smush Parker. That's exactly when that happened. You know? All that we have seen. That's when you went from classic Super Bowls with the likes of Tom Brady and even Patrick Mahomes to Sam Darnold and Drake May. Like that's it. It turned into Sam Darnold and Drake May as soon as Jasmine Crockett entered that race. That's what I see. But there was absolutely you didn't have to bring Colin Allred up. He been left the race. And by the way, I believe Colin Allred left the race. My belief is Colin Allred left the race because in his mind, the progressive vote, and especially the black vote, was going to be too splintered with the three of them in the race. Not that he didn't think that he could win, although that remains to be seen. I need somebody more in tune with Texas politics to tell me about his prospects. But I don't think his prospects were terrible, like he can't win. But he basically was like, oh, I'm just going to let, Jasmine Crockett is going to galvanize the black vote. I'm not going to pull that away from her. And I'm not going to get into tearing down a bunch of other leftists and progressives in order to push for this primary win. And guess what? That's admirable. That's admirable. And this is what he takes with him, is a mediocre black man.
We've seen that play before. We're sick and tired of it. We're tired of folks using praise for black women to mask criticism for black men. That's not good for our community. It's not good. It doesn't work, and we know what you're doing. Okay, so if next time you want to praise a black woman, just do that. Leave black men out of it. Just leave a lot of things out of it. Second of all, did you ever have a coach or somebody, a leader in your life tell you that when you make an accusation, you often have a bit of confession in it?
Colin Allred cooking. I just had this one look. He didn't bring black men in it. He just brought you in it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't feel attacked. You know what I mean? I didn't. He ain't gonna meet me, yo. He would. If he saw my game, he would. But he didn't. He didn't bring me in. He brought you in. That's it. You cooking otherwise.
Maybe you use the word mediocre because there was something creeping into your mind about yourself. Because I know you're not talking about somebody who's been better at 3 things than you've ever been at 1.
Okay, so James Talarico, I told you, don't never start a sentence with "as a black man in America." But I will also tell you, if you ever hear a black man or a black woman start a sentence with "I know you," keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. If you ever hear "I know you not," keep it pushing. It's not going nowhere good. If they hit you with "I know you not," you got a phone call. James Talarico, free advice. Free advice. If a black man or a black woman hit you with "I know you not," you got a phone call. And you better take it.
But wait, there's more.
You have any idea how many people have lost dignity, respect, face, relationships, jobs because of a rant that started with "I know you not"? Like, you know what I mean? I know you not has come for so many people. Bruh, I know you not was like, I could have been a completely different person. My life could have turned out totally different if not from the emotional damage I suffered in my formative years because of "I know you not" talking. Huh? I know you not talking. I could have been in the Senate, James Talarico. I could have been in the Senate, but I didn't have the confidence in myself because they hit me with "I know you not talking."
Maybe you use the word mediocre because there was something creeping into your mind about yourself. Because I know you're not talking about somebody who's been better at 3 things than you've ever been at 1. You are not saving religion for the Democratic Party or the left. We already had Senator Reverend Dr. Raphael Warnock for that. We don't need you. You're not saying anything unique. You're just saying it looking like you do.
Bruh. That's a word. That's Bruh. That is a word. Honestly, if we're being real, you're not saying anything unique. You're just saying it looking like you do is a whole brand. That's a whole brand. I don't know what y'all want to call it. Elvis? We can call the brand Elvis. The Elvis brand. I'm sure it happened before that. You're not saying anything unique. You're just saying it looking like you do. That's not specific to politics. It's certainly probably not even specific to America. Like, that's just a world. That's just a thing. That's just a thing. And you, that's horrific. That's horrific. Now you see why he left. Now you see why he didn't want to be in the race. He didn't want to have to say that to you. He didn't want to have to say that to you. Now you are getting the destruction that would have come from him staying in the race with him not even in the race. Wow. And by the way, all strays intended for Elvis. All strays intended.
We had Senator Reverend Dr. Raphael Warnock for that. We don't need you. You're not saying anything unique. You're just saying it looking like you do. Okay? And third of all, let me just say to all the young black men out there, all the young men who come from tough background, struggle growing up, who maybe think that someday you want to put yourself forward as a leader in your community. It's going to have haters like this are going to show up. Okay? And you're going to feel like you have to be twice as good and jump twice as high and talk twice as well, but you don't have to. You can walk out there with your shoulders back and your head held up high, knowing who you are and the value that you bring, and understanding that this comes with the territory and that there's going to be folks like this. And when we see them, we should say thank you. Thank you for taking off the mask. Thank you for telling us who you really are and what you really think. And goodbye, okay? Because we're on our way, and we don't need you to come with us, and we don't need your help to get there. So with that being said, go vote for Jasmine Crockett. This man should not be our nominee for the United States Senate. I wasn't going to get involved in this race, but listen, don't come for me unless I send for you. Okay, James? And keep my name out of your mouth while you're at it.
Man, that was a word right there. That was filthy. You done made Colin Allred go find the pick in his briefcase. That was wild. He hit you with a whole diss track and then ended it with positivity. That's what you did. That man hit you with hit 'em up and then landed with Dear Mama. Colin Allred hit you with Takeover and landed with Song Cry. That's wild. That's wild. Hit it with Ether and landed with Ultra Black. Like, how you gonna clean this up, James Talarico? How you gonna clean? What could be your excuse? The more I hear, the more I think he wanted to Mac, because what? Fire that. Fire for that. He wanted to. You think James Talarico was trying to kick game?
Hey, can I holla? Can I holla at you? Can I holla at you? Can I holla, 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 holla.
James was trying to holler. Okay. You know what? James Talarico, was you trying to holler? If you trying, hey, I am black, but I'm also a man. We say some things when we trying to holler. We say some things when you trying to holler. Okay. I'm sorry. We cannot be held responsible or accountable for things said trying to holler. And if that's the case, James, if that's the case, if you was trying to holler, that's the only ripcord you got. That's the only ripcord you got. James, that's the only thing that can save him. That's the only thing that can save him. James Talarico come out. You know what? We were at the event and the Hennessy was hitting, and something about that cocoa butter just really hit me deep in my soul. And you know, all of a sudden the DJ put on that Juvenile, you know, putting on for the 99 and the 2000s, and I decided that was, you know, that was my moment.
Cash Money Records taking over for the 99 and the 2000.
If that's it, you need to call Colin Allred, is what you need to do. Call Colin Allred and tell him you was trying to holler. Because, you know, I had my friends say wild stuff about me. Boy, why would you? That's crazy. You know what I mean? Why would you say I got the little extra piece of the car cover in the back of my head that I got little, like twisty tied into my follicles? Like, why would you tell her that? You know what I mean? I was just trying to holler. You know what I mean? I was just trying to holler. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and especially thank you for all your fantastic comments.
Sewer rat may taste like pumpkin pie, but I'd never know because I wouldn't eat the filthy mother.
Hey, keep it clean. We got a PG-13 operation here. We got a lot of young eyes and ears. And a lot of old eyes and ears. It's me. I'm the old eyes and ears. All y'all old viewers know, because even as recent as a couple years ago, if something was behind me, I'd just go get it. You fast forward to 2026, something behind me. Because I ain't turning around. And a special shout out to the mods for preserving the sanctity of the chat. I see y'all getting salty with them. That is YouTube that is flagging y'all, not the mods. They are just out here doing the Lord's work. But as I was saying, I appreciate all your phenomenal comments like this. Love the new set. Keep up the fantastic work. Love it all the way from Northern Ireland. Well, iron go bra to you. I like the new set. You look great in your new space. Why, thank you, Ozark Hillbilly Hippie. Love the new set, but missed the little hands from your last spot. Was those from your babies? Ah, yes, it was. And you know, Reese loved the kids, so we gotta find a little space for that somewhere on the set. Oh, we got another one. I like the Basquiat art piece, and of course, B. Marley. Now, we're not using regular clothes hangers like we're in college, Reese. Handle that. Well, you know, I got something. This is actually supposed to be a professional for jerseys. It's a hanger for jerseys. What are the instructions? They didn't give me no instructions. Well, they think I'm an architect or something? You know what I got something.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
This is what it made right here. So ain't that nice? So we got a nice little professional hanger we can use moving forward. And a special shout out to Anjanette, who sent me this message. Hey Reese, happy Wednesday. I found it, the Pick Me doll. Oh, they done did it now. And it's $375. It should be cheap. A Pick Me doll should absolutely be cheap. I'm surprised it's not at the dollar store. I think that's what Nancy Mace was going for in her voting outfit. I'm pretty sure that was it. She was the model.
But wait, there's more.
I gotta get a Pick Me doll on the peoplesgetup.com. I gotta get somebody to design my own Pick Me doll. By the way, did I show y'all I got some new stuff coming out for Black History Month? My theme this year, we still here. You know what I mean? We still here. Which definitely means a lot, considering all that we're up against. Because history is generally taught as a series of finished chapters, books clothed in shelves. But I chose We Still Here for this year's Black History Month because it reminds me that history isn't just behind us. It's living, breathing, moving, and evolving through every one of us. For centuries, the narrative of the Black experience has been tested by systemic efforts to erase, silence, or diminish it, something that's only been increasing in recent years. Yet from the resilient spirits of ancestors who survived the Middle Passage to the brilliance of the innovators, artists, and activists shaping our world today, the story has never been broken. To say we're still here is an act of profound joy and defiance, and it means we're still creating, still defining global culture from music to technology, and still leading, breaking glass ceilings in boardrooms and courtrooms, and no, we didn't need DEI to do it. We're still healing, turning historical trauma into a legacy of wellness and community. So this year, I don't just want to look back at where we've been, but look at all the people around me and celebrate the persistence of a people who were never supposed to make it, yet continue to thrive. We're the dream realized, the song unsung, and the future unfolding. We're not just a footnote in history up to the whims of this governor or that president to take down because they got in their feelings. We are the authors of the next chapter. We still here.